Hey everyone, Roxabox90 here with another one of my 1000 subscriber videos. So this is my first cube video that will be appearing on my channel. Hopefully not the last. I hope to make many cube videos in the future, but this is my initial gathering of Magic the Gathering. So this is what I have put together for my cube so far. Obviously my collection is a lot larger than this, and of course I apologize for the glare, but this is what I have. So I'm going to quickly run through a number of things that I've been thinking about. Again, I don't know a whole lot about cube outside of the very basics, that it is essentially a one-of-a-card setup except for basic lands, and you kind of build your own packs, and then your packs become used for draft, sealed, whatever, and kind of go from there. So I'm gonna hopefully have a lot of communal support towards this, because I think it'd be kind of neat to see a cube develop over time. And hopefully a lot of the things I talk about and learn about, newer players to cube and of course experienced players will be able to, get something out of it. I am on the noob side of things. I am a newer player. So what do I have here? Pretty much I have the land base mostly, because that is from what I can see, it's the easiest part from any other cube I've seen online. So in the back over here, which I'll move around, over here we got the basics. So we have about 50 to 60 of each basic land, and they're all sleeved up and ready to go. Again, this cube, I'd like to try to make it on the larger side of things, so maybe somewhere between 700 and 1,000 cards. That may or may not include basic lands, I'm not sure, it depends how many people I have to play, but regularly I have from 4 to 8 players who can play, so I'd like to be able to do a sealed with them and not constantly repeat everything. So this is what we have. So it's about 60 something lands, and then I have the 10 pain lands over there, so they tap and then they give one of 2 colors and you lose a life, or they add a colorless, City of Brass being the best one, but the 10 pain lands, 10 shock lands, I'm missing 3, either I have them in decks or I don't have them at all. And what I'll be doing is I'll have a list of my cube so far, like what I have, what I don't have, what I'm thinking about, and hopefully I'm going to leave a lot of it blank or that I'm not sure about. And that way people can say you should add this, you should cut this, and I'll have a lot of recommendations and advice. But anyway, so 10 shocks. We have the 5, again I'm missing 1, the red one. My brother has a playset, but they're in his deck. So 1 of the artifact lands, because I'd like to have artifact actually have a chance to be viable as use. Then we have 3 of the tainted. I don't know if I'm going to put all 5 in, just because they can be a little awkward. If you don't have a swamp, then they don't really work so well. But we'll see. 3 of them so far. Then over there we have Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse, the Krosan Verge, and Flooded Strand. They're just random fetches that I have. Then we have the 10 core duels, whatever, fast duels, tap duels, whatever they're called. 10 core set lands and Innistrad lands. Then we have, it's going to be all 10 from Zendikar. They're like Guild Gates, except they give you a life when they hit play, so they're kind of useful. Then I have a bunch of utility lands, let's call them. So I have the, what are they called? Desolate Lighthouse, Sunhome, Nivix, etc., stuff like that. And I'll have a list of those. I have a couple of land destruction, like a strip mine. I'll have a tech edge probably. I don't think I'm gonna have wasteland, just because it's wasteland, and I'm gonna try to keep. I'm gonna put, say, a number of rules at the end of the video towards rules about my cube that I want to keep. But yeah, so then we have the Vivids, which I'll probably put in 2. We have over here Signets, Talismans, which all allow manipulation of mana. Then we have Cycles, which I think would be kind of cool to have, even if they're not always the best. So I'll have like the 10 charms, the newest charms, maybe 10 old charms, 10 old guild mages, maybe the 10 new guild mages. I have a whole bunch of Planeswalkers, because Planeswalkers are cool. So currently I have Chandra, Garruk, Primal Hunter, Jace Architect, Jace Memory Adept, Elspeth. It's Chandra the Firebrand, by the way. And I have a lot more, but those are the ones that I have currently. Then I want to have the 5 dragons, because I think they're cool. So Ryusei, Yosei, stuff like that. The 5 titans, because titans are freaking awesome. And then that's pretty much the cycles I have so far and the lands I have so far. Again, fairly limited, but you know what I mean. Then I have over here a lot of strong 1-drops. For me, I found in limited that 1-drops often are annoying and terrible. My 1-drops have to be either very, very strong aggro, very useful utility, basically can have a direct impact more than just the first turn of the game. So things like, I have Disciple of the Vault, I have Grim Lavamancer, Wild Nakatal, Curd Ape, Jace's Phantasm, Deathrite Shaman, Dryad Militant, Steppe Lynx, Elite Vanguard, Izamaru, and Savannah Lions. Like, that's an example of 1-drops that I, in my mind, think would be pretty good for this. Then we have some archetypes that I'm thinking about. So we have Mill, which I think is very viable in limited format. A lot of burn and control. I think that would be like burn and then counterspell, draw spell, manipulation, stuff like that. And Reanimator. So we have a lot of Reanimator stuff. We'll probably have some, yeah, I mean, maybe some tokens. I'm still thinking about archetypes. And then over here you can see these are the stacks of cards I have currently. In the back I have a whole bunch more I have to sort through. But these are the stacks I have so far for each color. Obviously blue's in the lead, but I hope to hopefully balance them out as we go along. So just briefly what I'm aiming for. I want the cube to be fun. I want its power level to be not... I don't want any card to be ideally above $50 value individually, just because then the cube becomes incredibly expensive, and also then the power level starts going up. The more money the cards are valued, the more powerful they are. Speaking of that, I don't want foils because these sleeves I hope to last a long time. I don't know how well they go with foils. Foils warp, foils bend. Also, foils tend to be more valuable, so I'd rather keep 0 foils in this cube. So that's kind of like budgeting me back. But I want the cube to be huge. So this is what I have so far. I will link below in the description, hopefully all the cards I have for my cube so far that I'm thinking about. You guys can, of course, comment away. If you're an expert at cube, you can even just explain me a little better how cube functions, what I should be thinking about going forward, stuff like that. So yeah, this is the first look at what I have for cube. Obviously I'm missing a lot of stuff and I could use a lot of advice on cube in general. I know there's a big community of cube on YouTube, and even for newer players, hopefully you'll learn from this video, potentially series going forward. Let me know all your thoughts below in the comments section. As well, check out my channel sponsors linked in the description of the video. And as always, Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.